and most importantly, intense curiosity, the stubborn refusal to accept the first answer or the answer from only one side. Apart from the notebook and the pen, those things have not changed, at least for those who we applaud today. But almost everything around them has. But before I speak of that journey, let me turn to the privilege of this evening, the presence of our chief guest, the Vice President of India, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan, whose life in public service stretches for more than 5 decades, from Tirupur to the highest constitutional offices. He was twice elected to the Loksatta from Coimbatore, as Governor of Jharkhand, Telangana, Puducherry and Maharashtra. He brought to the Raj Bhavan a grounded instinct, traveling across districts, meeting citizens, taking particular interest in tribal welfare and education. A personal anecdote needs recalling. When he was 16 years old, he read a news item in Dinamani, which was then an Express Group publication, about the government of Turkey banning a book written by our first president, Dr. Sarvapillai Radhakrishnan. The story was about the jansatta protest against the ban at the Turkish embassy. That protest drew him to the party and later its membership. Sri Radhakrishnan knows personally and deeply that the health of a democracy depends on how secure is the space in it for speech and the expression of ideas. The very space that has empowered the journalists we honor tonight to produce work that makes a difference, that touches the lives of citizens. Now, coming 20 years into this award, what has changed? The pace of news is relentless, the volume of noise is deafening. That is the central challenge facing journalism today. Not the absence of news, but the abundance of it, fueled by forces extraordinary and still uncertain power, technology and now artificial intelligence. Too many conversations about technology and journalism are conducted either in panic or in naive optimism. Neither serves us well. AI will not replace the journalist who sits across a source, who is apprehensive and earns their trust. It cannot replicate the moral judgment required to decide which story must be told. AI cannot feel the weight of the name before it is published or carry the responsibility of what comes after. But AI and technology and certainly does change our work. Let's not be in denial. AI can process data at a scale no newsroom could previously manage. It can detect patterns that would take a team of reporters months to read. It can translate, transcribe, and synthesize at speed. The question is not whether journalists will use these tools. They will and they must. The question is whether they will use them in the service of the truth or allow truth to be used in the service of the tools. That distinction is everything. The journalist of the next 20 years will need to be simultaneously more technically capable and more humanly irreplaceable than ever before. They have to meet the readers wherever they are, in all formats, radio, video, and text. Readers will not come to us simply because we have always been there. We must go to them, speak to them in their language, on their platforms, and in formats they have chosen. We have to do this when challenges are unprecedented, when the institutions that once seemed permanent are all being tested, in times of war and in times of peace. In such a moment, the role of journalism is not to choose sides, it is to illuminate, to give citizens the information they need to understand their world and make the choices as free people. That has always been a journalism's calling. The winners we honor tonight have answered that calling. They vindicate my belief that good journalism is thriving in the present and has a very bright future. Because whatever the technology or the disruption, the citizens' need, our need to know the truth will never go away. It will get stronger and more urgent. We are deeply privileged to have with us tonight someone who carries his conviction in his own private life of public service. Honorable Vice President, sir, we look forward to your address later this evening. We are honored that in this 20th year, you will personally present the awards to our winners tonight, a gesture that speaks to the enduring importance of what we celebrate today, the finest in journalism and its place in the life of a nation and its people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And now may I request Mr. Ramnath Goenka, Executive Director, Indian Express Group, to present a special token to the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji. This portrait is made by Shyam Kumar Prasad, Chief Illustrator, Financial Express. Thank you very much, sir. May I now request all of you to take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, the late Ramnath Goenka, founder of the Indian Express Group, was a multifaceted person. He was a freedom fighter, a politician, an industrialist, and a newspaper magnate. But more than anything else, he was an indomitable warrior for the freedom of the press, who carried his mission with unflagging zeal. The Indian Express Group continues with his legacy of setting the benchmark for daily journalism's ability to inform and interpret, challenge, and provoke. It is my privilege to share with you all a short film on the founder of the Indian Express Group, Shri Ramnath Goenka.
Freedom fighter, fearless publisher, nation builder. Ramnath Goenka was defined by the battles he chose to fight. Against the British before independence, against the government during the emergency, against the corrupt across several decades. Battles he fought often at the cost to himself, battles he fought to empower every citizen.
कुछ लोग होते हैं जो अपने जीवन काल में अपने कार्यक्षेत्र से भी बाहर अपनी जगह बनाते हैं, लेकिन बहुत कम लोग होते हैं जो अपने जीवन काल के बाद भी अपने क्षेत्र में, अपने क्षेत्र की परिधि में अपना स्थान बनाते हैं, अमरत्व को प्राप्त करते हैं, और वो नाम है रामनाथ गोएंका जी का।
Ramnath Goenka was born on Akshaya Tritiya of 1904 in Darbhanga, Bihar. After his primary education, he moved to Calcutta and came under the tutelage of his maternal uncle, Mahadev Lalji Dalmia. At 22, he moved to Madras to start trading in jute. There, Ramnathji was influenced by Mahatma Gandhi's message of non-violent struggle. In response to Gandhiji's call for a pro-freedom English newspaper, the Indian Express was launched in 1932. It courageously gave voice to the millions of freedom fighters.
The publications brought out by him during the pre-independence period and thereafter testify to his patriotic spirit and fearlessness.
Fearless he was. During the Quit India movement, when Gandhiji was arrested and the press given gagging orders, Ramnathji suspended the publication of the Express for a while. He said,
"If we went on publishing, the Indian Express may be called a paper, but it cannot be called a newspaper."
At the dawn of independence, Ramnathji was one of the members of the Constituent Assembly tasked with drafting India's constitution.
As a member of the first Constituent Assembly, he was one of the founding fathers of the world's largest democracy.
After independence, the Indian Express took to the role of nation building. Ramnathji engaged some of the world's most recognized editors to bring in global standards to Indian journalism. He also played a leading role in creating the Press Trust of India. He was an imposing figure on the political scene. In the early 70s, the then Prime Minister, Indira Gandhi, split the Congress into Congress I and Congress O. Ramnathji told her,
You're making a big mistake, Indu.
Are you a friend or a foe?
The choice is yours.
In 1975, Mrs. Gandhi declared the emergency.
हमें अपनी आजादी कायम रखनी है.
Jayaprakash Narayan led a movement against the emergency with Ramnathji's support. The government's approach to the press was to tame or take over. Several fraudulent cases of income tax violations were filed against the Express. This notice was sent to the Directorate of Advertising and Visual Publicity to stop advertising in all Express Group publications. Unlike today, in the late 70s, the government was the largest advertiser in the country.
The money was exhausted. Government was putting pressure, no ads, no money was given, even being realized from private sector.
To sell the ornaments of one's wife breaks one's heart. I said, आपने कुछ बेचना पड़ा है क्या? He said, yes. मुझको मैंने नेपाल में कुछ रखे हुए थे, वो बेचे कि मैं पेपर चला सकूं. That was the condition to which the paper had been reduced.
During the emergency, all edits were vetted. One day when his edit was not cleared according to his liking, Ramnathji published a blank editorial. The blank editorial became a global symbol of protest against censorship.
The blank editorial published by the Indian Express during emergency under the leadership of Ramnathji was perhaps one of the strongest protests ever published against censorship in India.
The government forced him to resign from the board of his own company and appointed K.K. Birla as the chairman. An emotional Ramnathji wrote to K.K. Birla,
Parting with the Express is like parting with my son.
But Ramnath Goenka could never be kept apart from the Indian Express. He forced his way back in control as soon as the emergency was lifted. The newspaper grew back in strength, always putting journalism first.
बिजनेस और पत्रकारिता को अलग रखने का सबसे पहले अगर किसी ने देश में शुरुआत करी तो रामनाथ गोयंका जी ने की थी और इसके लिए गोयंका जी को हमेशा याद किया जाएगा.
The award instituted in his name is now the most coveted journalism award across the country.
Ramnath Goenka ji.
Ramnath Goenka ji.
Ramnath Goenka. Mr. Ramnath Goenka.
Ramnath Goenka ji.
Ramnath Goenka.
Ramnath Goenka was the most fascinating gentleman that I ever knew.
The man and the newspaper he founded inspire journalists in India and across the world.
May I now invite Mr. Raj Kamal Jha, Chief Editor, The Indian Express, to please come up on stage to deliver his speech.
I thank you, Honorable Vice President, sir, Honorable LG Taranjit Singh Sandhuji, thank you very much for being here. I'd like to thank somebody who is not here. I'd like to start with her. The teacher at last month's Artificial Intelligence Summit, and she said something very remarkable. She said, "Your 6 can be my 9." And we all laughed, but it was a very special moment. It was one of those rare times in the last, I don't know how many years, when we had a working definition of what is false. There was no IT cell who rose up to say, 6 can be 9. No one said a robot made in Beijing can be a robot made in Greater Noida. We all had a unanimous agreement on what is false and what is not. That is what we celebrate this evening. That when everything is contested, when a leader says in a time of war that the war is coming to an end, and in the same sentence he says we are going to hit them very hard, we need to find our way to seek the truth. That's what these stories do. There is one story that captures the heartbreaking strength of parents when they fight for the kids' right to die with dignity. The Supreme Court heard them, and the kid, he passed away this week. There is one story which is a wonderful investigation into how a supplier to the world's richest company refused job applications because the women were married women. This is good journalism. We need to say it loudly, because we have all got spooked. We are all very, very unsure of what good journalism is. And we need to use a moment like this to say, what is good journalism? Given the so many forms of journalism that we see, the billionaire getting an interview which we wanted to do, the 6-hour podcast, the 6-second reel, the social media name with 1 million followers who posts a screenshot of a screenshot. And then there is a TV anchor who bends every day, but then one fine night he decides to stand up. We are not sure if this is journalism, but what we are sure of in this, the 20th year of the Ramnath Goenka Journalism Awards, is that journalism at its core will be about telling stories that we did not know. It will be about telling stories that someone in power does not want us to know. And third, it has to be the capacity to find somebody else's story which is much, much more interesting than our own. That was Ramnath Goenka's guiding principle in 1942, in 1975. It is also what inspired our chief guest this evening, Honorable Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan-ji. He joined the JP movement. That was a time when the political opposition was silenced, when it became clear that the national interest and good journalism are not just compatible, they are at their finest the same thing. And yet we are told every day otherwise. We are given certificates. We are given certificates for journalism. We are given certificates for nationalism. We are given one by the politician who's trying to play the editor, and we are given one by the journalist who's trying to play the politician. The noise is relentless. And sometimes we begin to believe that these are the measures that matter. They do not matter. We do not need these certificates. What we need is the respect of the reader who returns to us because we told them what they may not want to hear, but because those who return to us because we told them what they may want to hear, but because we did not. That respect, as the chairman said in his speech, is not owned to us. It has to be earned daily, doing the very hard work, paying meticulous attention to detail, and we need the freedom. As George Orwell, the most favorite sutradhar of our times, wrote, the freedom to say that 2 and 2 make 4, and the strength and the courage to say that 6 can never be 9. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jha. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now invite the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji, for the keynote address.
I touch and salute the holy feet of Bharata Mata, the most powerful and the most merciful. Today, we are celebrating the ceremony organized by the Indian Express Group, the Ramnath Goenka's Excellence in Journalism Awards. On this day, the dignitaries who are sharing the dais with me, our Honorable Lieutenant Governor Dharanjit Singh Sandhuji, our Chairman and Managing Director, the Indian Express Group, Sriman Vivek Goenka ji, Executive Director of Indian Express Group, Sri Anand Goenka ji, the leaders of various political parties, members of parliament, ex-members of parliament, the great journalists who have assembled here today, Bhai Begno, Sabko Namaskar. It is a great pleasure and honor to be here today at the Ramnath Goenka Excellence in Journalism Awards, an occasion that celebrates professional achievement as well as the enduring spirit of fearless and principled journalism. Goenka ji mean what? Goenka ji means is a great patriot. Goenka ji means is a great nationalist. Goenka ji means not only an industrialist, but a great social responsibility along with the industrial development. Above all that, he born in Darbhanga. He studied in Calcutta. He went from another state, but he lived in the southern tip state, Tamil Nadu's capital, Chennai. That means he is the real pan-Indian. That is what he becomes the so patriot. These awards in their 20th year of inception honor the legacy of Sri Ramnath Goenka ji, which was defined by courage, independence, and an unwavering commitment to truth, especially
during some of the most challenging periods of nation's history. What is true journalism? The question has been put. What is true journalism is one. Fearlessly, we have to appreciate the right positive thinking of anyone. At the same time, we should oppose the negative, unconstructive view of someone. But if you take today's paper, two statements are coming simultaneously side by side, just diametrically opposite to each other. In the name of neutrality, they are telling the views of this man and the views of that man, that leader or this leader, whatever it is, or that party or this party. Both are just opposite, but both cannot be true. Both cannot be true. At the same time, we have to see which is the truth. That should be printed on the newspaper. That is what is real, true journalism, in my opinion. Neutrality is not that that everything everybody is saying is got to get published in the paper. If you are not publishing the wrong things, then people will rectify themselves. Because I am saying, or I am occupying the Vice President of India, whatever the views of me which is wrong, that should not get published. That is the only way the leaders can become more constructive. That is the only way that the views can become more positive and in the interest of the society as a whole. At the media, when the role of media is both more powerful and more scrutinized than ever before, its ideals continue to serve as the guiding light. If Goenka has not opposed the emergency, both of them are sitting here, Goenka and his son is sitting here, there might have been another multi-millionaires today. Because Goenka has opposed the emergency, their growth get curtailed. But what is in Goenka's mind was, freedom is a must. Someone asked me, you tell me, which one you prefer? Bread or freedom? I said, I need freedom to eat the bread freely. Man cannot live without freedom. Human being always think differently and do the things in a different way. I always say, what is democracy? Democracy is one. We are supposed to differ with each other. While differing with each other, for what we are differing, that should be more important. We have to differ with each other for a finer, more productive, and more constructive, vibrant conclusion. We differ with each other for not creating a permanent divide or confrontation. If the democracy has to grow, the democracy has to accept the right suggestions of everyone. That is where real democracy grows. And Goenka, during the Quit India movement, he declared to shut down the newspaper in protest of press ganging by the British. Do you think it is easy for anyone who has started the business and shutting down at the very initial stage, when he is so young, so energetic, and his aspiration is to grow is so much? That is not easy. He gave up his personal aspiration in the interest of the nation's freedom. And not only that, Sri Ramnath Goenka ji went on to become the member of the Constituent Assembly. His important intervention relating to taxation of newspapers in the Constituent Assembly will always be remembered. The power of written and spoken words is well known to everyone. But Sri Ramnath Goenka ji demonstrated the power of silence. That is what we have seen. The papers of him coming out during the emergency days, blank editorial. So the silence speaks more powerfully than the real written statement or the real speech. That is how he demonstrated you can oppose if you are having the will and the confidence in your heart. He has done it, and we all are enjoying today the fearless freedom what we are enjoying today. And Goenka ji refused to buckle under pressure despite the editor being sent to jail and the power supply being cut off for the newspaper. None other than Indiraji has asked whether you are a friend or foe. He has not said, I am not your friend. He has not said, I am your foe. But he said, you take the decision. That is the most fitting reply one can give. But he is not afraid. Goenka ji got elected as the Loksatta member from Vidisha in Madhya Pradesh. You see his lifespan. Born in Bihar, studied in Bengal, elected from Madhya Pradesh, and done a wonderful business in Tamil Nadu, and he established the Indian Express Group all over the country, not only in English alone, but he established simultaneously his mouthpieces in the regional languages too. As Goenka ji has mentioned it, then how I was attracted by the political party, that is Jansang, that it is only because of Dinamani, the Tamil version of Indian Express. And it took me 1 year for me to find out the party in Tamil Nadu, to become the member of that party. At the time when I became the member, I never thought I will become a councillor of that party. So the will inside, the conviction inside, and we move towards our target at our own speed, we'll always give the success. That is what is life. His values endure, that the Indian Express is today's synonymous with fairness, courage, and independence, whatever its consequences. So anybody, if you sow a good seed, it may take little time to come out. But whenever it is coming out, it will always give the good fruits. That is what Goenka ji has done it, and that good legacy is continuing even today. I appreciate the Goenka's family, Indian Express Group family for that. It is through the rigorous exchanges of ideas, the questioning of assumptions, and respectful accommodation of differing viewpoints that policies are refined and decisions gain legitimacy. This is all about a democracy, and I firmly believe that discussion, debate, and even dissent should ultimately lead to decision making in the interest of the nation rather than disruption. I was privileged to serve as the member of the 12th and 13th Lok Sabha when our Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji was the Prime Minister. I recall fondly that I had organized a public meeting for Vajpayee ji in Coimbatore. At that time, I was in Jansang, and I think my age was around 19 or 20. That time, you just remember one thing, how powerful was the name of Vajpayee ji. It took 1 year for me to find the party. But when Vajpayee ji was coming after 2 years, 10,000 people gathered to hear him. That is what democracy is all about. Not all the 10,000 were supporters of us, but they came to listen what he says. And Adalji transformative policies such as Golden Quadrilateral Project and Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana brought connectivity and inclusion, connecting India's villages to the cities and the cities to the small towns, and the small towns to nearby big towns, and the big towns to the metropolis. This is the vision that has to be appreciated. Whether he belongs to any party, whether what he has done. What he has done positively, that should be appreciated by everyone. That is the way that we can take the young generation positively. And I always say, two people have always impressed me in the world politics. One is Abraham Lincoln. Hailed from a Coupler family, he knows what is the pain of being ordered by someone all the time. Abraham Lincoln entered the human slavery. What we are talking about, equality, respecting each other, all the human beings are equal, all has been proved, and it become practice only after that. For whom he fought? He fought for the black man. With whom he fought against? He fought against his own white man. That is the greatness of Abraham Lincoln. That's why we always remember Abraham Lincoln for his great fight against the slavery and end the human slavery. I always appreciate our Narendra Modi ji for his greatest achievement. More than 25 crore people get liberated from the absolute poverty. That is the greatest achievement of our Narendra Modi ji. These two political personalities always occupy a special place in my heart, and that inspires me to move. And I always say, any development, that should be always inclusive development. No section of the society, nor the remote regions of the nation should not be left out while we become a developed nation. We should take care of everything, and we should take care of everyone. That is what is known as real development.
I recall that his address in the Modiji's address at the Ramnath Goenka Memorial Lecture last year, Sriman Narendra Modi ji has emphasized the need to consciously shed the colonial hangover. I'm sorry to say, this is the biggest mindset. Still we have not come out. Though we have got our freedom in 1947, still our mindset is influenced mostly by the colonial rule or the Western thinking. Especially the newspapers should come out of it, the media should come out of it. We should have our own original thinking. We should know what is right and what is wrong for the entire humanity. We should not follow simply what they say is right. If they rightly say, yes. If they wrongly say, we should have the courage to oppose it. We want the whole humanity to become more friendly with each other. That is the culture of us. We never hate anyone. But nobody should be allowed to insult us also. I said the most powerful and the most merciful. The COVID put the whole world, the entire humanity, with great shock. Nobody is able to move from their house out of it. The whole world became standstill. The Western so-called scientific researchers, the great pharmaceutical companies also tried to find the vaccination. That was the first time that the Prime Minister Modi ji, he is not a scientist, everyone knows. We give our rising call that we should find a vaccination for COVID. Our scientists find it out. At the same time, the European big companies, the American big companies, they also find it out, a vaccination. What is the difference between these two? The difference between these two is that we have given for the entire population of India the vaccination free of cost. When we are living 140 crore people, that we have exported the vaccination free of cost to more than 100 countries. That is the greatness of India. Whereas the so-called Western big companies, they were running behind the how to patent their invention so that they can sell each unit of the vaccination for $7,500 US. You just multiply it by 85 that time, or 80. How many can reach that? Today, the whole world is free from COVID, pure. That is because of India. That's why I always say, we must be more powerful. We must be more powerful not to dictate terms to others. That is not in our gene. That is not our culture. That is not our heritage. We never dictated terms to any small or big countries. But why we want to become the most powerful country in the world? That is, nobody should dictate us wrongly. That is what the inspiration I am getting from the life of Goenka ji. Never bend your knees before anyone. At the same time, never expect anyone to bend their knees before you. That is the greatest life of Goenka ji, and I am very proud and honored to be with you on this evening to participate in the Ramnath Goenka Excellence in Journalism Award ceremony. Thank you. Bahut bahut dhanyawad. Jai Hind and long live Mother Bharat. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, over the years, the Ramnath Goenka Excellence in Journalism Awards has recognized some of the finest names in Indian journalism. These awards have set a much-needed benchmark for journalism in the country and are open to journalists from print, digital, and broadcast media. It gives me great pleasure to introduce you to the esteemed jury of the 2024 awards. I would like to thank the jury members for selecting the winners that we are celebrating tonight. Can we have the brief AV, please?
The jury for the year 2024, Justice B.N. Sri Krishna, jurist and former judge, Supreme Court of India. Professor Dr. C. Rajkumar, founding Vice Chancellor, O.P. Jindal Global University. Professor Dr. K.G. Suresh, Director, India Habitat Center. Ex-Vice Chancellor, Makhanlal Chaturvedi National University of Journalism and Communication, Bhopal, and former Director General, IIMC, Rohini Nilekani. Chairperson, Rohini Nilekani Philanthropies. Founder and former Chairperson, Arghya, and co-founder and Director, Ek Step, Dr. S.Y. Qureshi, former Chief Election Commissioner, Election Commission of India.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's proceed to the much-awaited awards presentation. May I request the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji, as well as the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Taranjit Singh Sandhu ji, Mr. Vivek Goenka, Chairman and Managing Director of the Indian Express Group, as well as Anant Goenka, Executive Director of the Indian Express Group, to please do the honors of giving away these coveted awards. We begin the ceremony with the first category. In the category of Hindi,
the winner in print is Avdesh Akotia, Dainik Bhaskar, and in broadcast and digital is Sarvapriya Sangwan, BBC News Hindi.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Please be seated. The second award is in the category of regional languages.
The winners in print digital are Muhammad Sabit UM and Akhil Sivanand Matrubhumi, and in broadcast and digital is Fauzia Mustafa, News Malayalam 24/7.
The next set of awards is in the category of Environment, Science and Technology Reporting.
The winners in print are Jai Shri Nandi and Tannu Jain, Hindustan Times, and in broadcast digital are Rohini Krishnamurthy and Dhruval Parekh, Down to Earth.
As Ms. Tanu Jain is currently in the United States, so that's her father, Mr. Rajiv Kumar Jain, receiving the award on her behalf. The next set of awards is for Uncovering India Invisible.
The winner in print is Vijay Pal Dudi, Dainik Bhaskar, and in broadcast digital is Vasant Kumar, News Laundry.
And the next set of awards is for business and economic journalism.
The winners in print digital are Praveen Paramasivam, Munsiv Vengatil, and Aditya Kalra, Thomson Reuters.
We can certainly have louder applauses for these wonderful achievers. Congratulations. The next set of awards is in the category of reporting on politics and government.
The winner in print is Deeptiman Tiwari, The Indian Express, and in broadcast digital is Rishika Kashyap, Deccan Herald.
Congratulations to you. The next set of awards is in the category of sports journalism.
The winner in print is Shrikant Dasarathi, DT Next.
Congratulations to you. The next set of awards is in the category of investigative reporting.
The winner in print digital is Mridulika Jha, Aaj Tak, and in broadcast is Shreya Chatterjee, India Today.
The next set of awards is in the category of feature writing.
The winner in print is Vidisha Kuntamalla, The Indian Express.
Congratulations. We now move on to the next category that accolades the best in the field of civic journalism. In the category of Prakash Kardale Memorial Award for Civic Journalism,
The winners in print and digital are Shreya Chatterjee and Arvind Ojha. India Today, Sandeep Bighe, The Times of India.
congratulations to you. The next set of awards is in the category of photojournalism.
The winner is Praveen Jain, The Print.
The next award is for the category of books non-fiction.
The winner is Aparajit Ramnath, Penguin Random House.
Congratulations to all the awardees. Thank you very much. Please be seated. I thank all the honored guests at the dais for giving away the Ramnath Goenka Excellence in Journalism Awards for the year 2024. Thank you, Honorable Chief Guest, Shri C.P. Radhakrishnan ji, Honorable Vice President of India, for presenting the awards and being with us this evening. May I request everyone to now please rise for the national song and the national anthem.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा